Like I said, it's an open invite for Skankfest. I would love him to come.
Oh, I'm doing Skankfest, Eric.
Oh, you gonna do it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I talked to
yeah.
Gomez. What's paying your life?
So Luis J. Gomez says that Brendan called him because he's worried about the hate, the possible hate, and he wants to know, how do you deal with hate, Luis? How do you deal with people not liking you? Here's the title of this post. Brenda is so desperate, he reached out to Luis Gomez for advice on dealing with the haters.
Well, that's because, Brendan Schaub, who we're having on Skankfest, he hit me up being like, hey, dude, how did you, deal with, your troll? I heard you had, a lot of trolls, and I was like, dude, you got to just,
ignore it.
You got to embrace it, because he gets killed by his subreddit. Right? So he was like, hey, dude, he was like, what do you do about this? And I was like, well, dude, first of all, I'm the leader of the people who are trolling you on your subreddit. I have 5
People say it's Ariel and Bruce Campbell, but okay, maybe.
secret accounts that I personally troll you with. So
I am Heisenberg. Hello.
I personally troll you. That's a good little reference from Bobby Lee being the mastermind.
I am your Heisenberg.
No, but yeah, I think you have to almost just fucking take the hit.
Yeah.
Or either ignore it or laugh at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That is I think the secret with trolls, just in general. If you either ignore it completely or fucking laugh at it. But if you start blocking or getting angry, or
you're just throwing gasoline on a fire.
Going back at people it's such a crazy fucking way to be.
Well,
So this has been Brendan's big issue with the haters, the trolls and whatnot, the subreddit. It's that he says that he doesn't look at this stuff. He just posts and ghosts.
I post and ghost. I don't pay attention to that stuff.
He's always saying it doesn't hurt me, but then it hurts me. But I appreciate them creating that stuff. Some of the people, they must consume my stuff to know what I do and who I am.
Although I get it, I appreciate it, and I just don't give it energy.
And it's sort of true. We know who you are, but also some of those things are true about you. Don't hate us for telling it how it is. Or people in the subreddit creating things and you're saying that you're wrong, because most of the time you are, or you're being a dick, or I don't know, maybe people don't understand your humor. Maybe, go out there and say that, me saying that I met The Rock and he said, oh, you're that white boy that works too much.
How tall is The Rock?
6'2".
Yeah,
He's 6'2". I've been in the elevator room.
Is he a big dude?
Which is
Compared to you, how
only
big
you
is he?
two, though, right? You guys were
It was just it was just 2 of us out of
Did you say anything?
Did
you say anything?
Oh, you that white boy that works too much.
He said what?
So you that white boy works too much, and I was like, he's a fan. I said, I want to fucking fight you. He's not.
All of that sounds made up.
Yeah, no.
All of that sounds made up.
Yeah, no.
That white boy that works too much is some sort of shtick, or a bit, or a running joke. It's like you have to maybe tell them something. Maybe they'll understand it after that. Maybe because you do bring it up maybe sometimes, and you make it sound real, or people think it's real, or you might make it think it's real. I don't know what kind of, is this checkers or chess? What are we playing here, Brandon? People don't get you. People don't get your comedy. People think you're a dick at times. But you can't handle criticism, apparently. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I'm sure that Brendan realizes that he's losing fans, he's losing viewers. Maybe this is a step in a different direction, trying to do something different, maybe get some fans from somewhere else, just like how Bert Kreischer got his fans from Joe Rogan, just like how Chris DiStefano got them from the Fighting the Kid, and from Bert Kreischer, and from Rogan, Andrew Schultz. All these guys help each other. But now it seems like Brennan is in his own circle because they don't want to touch him because he's associated with Chris D'Elia and he's associated with Brian Callen. So people lump him in with that same crowd, because if you're hanging out with those guys, then you are sympathetic to what they might have done. Now, of course, everything's still alleged, but when you're demonized like Chris and Brian, it's hard for you to be invited to certain shows because you associate with them. You can't associate with a serial killer or an abuser, because they're gonna think that you don't find any of those things serious and you don't care about certain things. So I understand Brendan wants to get some more viewers, new fans, But he has to understand that he's gonna have to just take the heat, go to the show.
Almost just fucking take the hit.
Yeah.
You gotta-
Him showing up to the Skankfest will really help him out in the long run. People will respect him. If people heckle him, he has to take it, man. He's a tough guy. He was a former fighter, a former NFL player for a cup of coffee or whatever. So he has to be there. He cannot cancel this because it's going to bite him really, really hard. And it's going to be another thing that he failed in. And people are going to notice that. Straight up, people are going to notice that. Luis, as Luis said, he does not hate him. It's all just for the shits and giggles, just to troll him. He wants to troll with the fans, with the Redditors, because that also helps him, because he's also making fun of Brendan, and he's like, haha, he's pointing with us.
Or either ignore it or laugh at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That is I think the secret with trolls.
So that's why people like him. Some people like him here in the suburbs. Some people don't. Comedy is subjective. People are going to think that Brendan's not funny. Lewis is not funny. This fat guy's not funny. Or they're just all around haters and they love hating on comedians because they all suck,
Like, I don't have any legitimate ill will. I don't. Whatever. I don't actually have any ill will toward the guy. I've literally met him one time. He seems like he has a lot of mutual friends. Like I said, it's an open invite for Skankfest. I would love him to come to do Skankfest.
I would love, and that's
He would murder at Skankfest.
He would have
murder at Skankfest.
He would have.
He would have a blast. He'd have a great time.